Well, thank you for joining us this evening for our Colorado Kids Day celebration that we're fondly referring to Legacy of Leadership, honoring Colorado women, building community, and celebrating America's 250, excuse me. This evening's discussion will be led by Yolanda Meade, Colorado Women's Hall of Fame newly appointed vice chair. And she will be enacting Colorado Women's Hall of Fame inductee Frances Wisebart Jacobs, who was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1987. She's often referred to as the mother of charity and founder of United Way. And Christine Benero, Colorado Women's Hall of Fame class of 2004, is the CEO of Mile High United Way. And both of them will have I'm quite anticipating a lively discussion. So the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame is a volunteer-driven nonprofit organization whose mission is to inspire by honoring, sharing, and preserving the lifetime contributions of Colorado's extraordinary women. The operations of the hall are carried out by a volunteer working board from across the state and we're passionate about sharing the stories of our inductees. And I think we've got a few of our board members. If you just want to wave, there aren't as many there's quite a few of them still probably stuck in traffic, but there's quite a few here. But anyways, so we stand on the shoulders of all of our board members that have served before us, and we are most grateful for their continued support and contributions to the hall. Many of you know that the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame shares the stories of their inductees through the film series, Great Colorado Women. The film series started being produced 9 years ago with the intent to educate the people of Colorado about our inductees, their accomplishments, and their impact. I hope we were all just watching Frances Wisebart Jacobs a couple of times, so I hope you got to know a little bit about Frances. Every other year, the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame invites the public to nominate contemporary and historical women who have made outstanding contributions to Colorado while having a positive impact on a wide-ranging audience. Submissions demonstrate exemplary achievement, a legacy of impact, and nominations information can be found on our website and are due by February 1st. There's a couple cards in the back of the room if you haven't ever nominated before, and there's a lot of information on our website on how to do the nomination form and the application. And then once the selection process has been completed, we will announce a class of 2027 early this summer, or next summer, with the induction gala celebration occurring in March of 2027. Lastly, tonight's event would not have been possible without our generous support and sponsors. We appreciate the following sponsors who we'd like to acknowledge. Trinity Partners, Chrissy Doherty, thank you. And then CoBiz Magazine. Michael Aho was to be here, but I don't see him yet. And then I'd like to just recognize, and you can just wave, our inductees that are joining us this evening. Christine Benero, Fran Coleman, Barbara Brogan. She just walked out. Okay. Okay, sorry, Barb. B. Harris.
Oh, there's Barbara.
Oh, there's Barbara. Barbara Brogan.
Wait.
Elsa Holqueen, Carlisle Lanier, and Jill Teaton. Thank you for joining us tonight. We very much appreciate it. Now, I would love to welcome Yolanda Meade and Christine Benero to the stage. And they will have a lively discussion. Yolanda is portraying Frances Wisebart Jacobs. And as they're having their discussion, if you have any questions that pop up that you might want to ask them after they've done their program thing, then we can have that discussion. So, welcome to the stage, ladies.
Good evening, dear friends. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, dear friends.
Good evening.
I'm Frances Wisebart Jacobs, and though more than a century has passed since I walked the dusty streets of Denver, my heart is full to see each and every one of you here with me this evening. They called me the Mother of Charities. I never asked for such an honor, but an honor it has been. I simply believe that no city can be great unless it chooses to care for the people most invisible. But first, let me tell you a bit about myself. I was born in 1843 in the quiet town of Harrodsburg, Kentucky, and grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. A Jewish girl raised to understand two truths. That kindness is a duty, and action is its proof. These beliefs are at the very core of who I am and my life's work. When my husband Abraham and I journeyed westward to Colorado in 1865, I found a land of amazing, breathtaking promise and heartbreaking struggle. We settled first in Central City, then moved to Denver in 1870. Denver was young then, rough, raw, a frontier town full of people searching for a better life, a city of miners, immigrants, dreamers, and far too many struggling simply to survive. Poverty was everywhere. I visited homes where families had no food. Immigrants battled illness alone, and widows struggled with no support at all. Truly broke my heart. I remember the first time walking into a one-room shack where a mother lay burning with fever, her children shivering beside her. No money, no doctor, no hope. That day, I understood something very important. Compassion cannot sit quietly. It must move. And so, I moved. I gathered food. I delivered clothing. I stood beside widows, immigrants, children, anyone who had been forgotten. But soon I discovered that charity given in fragments was not enough. Denver needed structure. Denver needed coordination. Denver needed a system of care. So I joined with other women, brilliant, determined women who understood that helping one family was good, but building a network of care could change a city. Together, we formed Hebrew Ladies Benevolent Society in 1872. Then the Denver's Ladies Relief Society in 1874. We were very busy. And later, in 1887, along with Father William O'Brien, Reverend Myron Reed, Dean H. Martin Hart, and others, the charity organization Society was born. This society united charitable efforts across Denver, ultimately evolving into the United Way. Now, if you will indulge me for one moment, please. I would like to speak to the future and reach out to a woman I will never meet, but a woman close to my heart, whose determination and heart for giving are akin to my own. And if I could speak to this woman, I would say, Dear Christine, let me express my joy in knowing the heart and soul of the Charity Organization Society lives on in your capable hands. In our work as women of action, we've crossed lines of religion, class, and culture, have we not? Because we know hunger has no denomination, illness has no boundary, and kindness must have no limits. Wouldn't you agree? Thank you, Christine, for taking up the mantle and continuing this most important work. Well, my passion for charity, giving and caring for people of Denver eventually led me to the work that consumed my heart, caring for thousands who came to Denver suffering from tuberculosis. They arrived weak, alone, breathless, drawn by the stories of our great healing air, and yet with no place to go when sickness worsened. I saw men dying on the streets, women shunned because the illness frightened their neighbors, and children orphaned by disease. I could not stand by and allow this. So I fought relentlessly for a hospital, a place where anyone, regardless of faith, wealth, culture, could come to heal. Oh, my dream was radical for the time. No one may enter who can pay. No one can pay who enter. Health is a human right. Though my life ended before the doors opened, the institution that became National Jewish Hospital carried my vision forward and continues to save lives today. For that, I am truly grateful. Who would have believed in those early days of Denver that a society of women could change and accomplish so much? I did. The world often thought of us as caretakers, but we were so much more. We were architects of compassion, designers of change, leaders who shaped the moral backbone of Denver. We raised funds, we delivered care, we built the systems. In our hands, charity became infrastructure, hope became a strategy, and community became something stronger than circumstances. Now, I would be remiss if I did not mention that in 1900, after I had left this world, I had the great honor of being named into the Daughters of the American Revolution. Their national chapter is named after me, Frances Wisebart, and I am truly honored for that acknowledgement. But when I left this world in 1892, Denver had become a different city, a more connected city, more compassionate. Not perfect, never finished, but better. My legacy is not in the beautiful stained glass portrait in the Capitol building, nor in the parks, streets named after me. My legacy is in this enduring truth. A community becomes great when it remembers the most easily forgotten. And so I ask you now, across generations, across time, to carry on the work, See the invisible. Stand with the vulnerable. Organize compassion with boundless clarity. Because every choice you make to help another stitches strength into the fabric of your community. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Oh, excuse me. Hello? Why, yes, it is still Colorado Gives Day. Actually, it's all month in December. You would like to make a contribution to the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame in honor of Frances Wisebart Jacobs and all the women and future women at the Hall? How wonderful. Oh, you want to make it a challenge grant of $40,000. Well, yes, we are up to the challenge. Frances certainly would be. Well, thank you so much. Oh, Frances, look what you are still doing 133 years later. You are still inspiring us all. Oh, how I wish I could tell you all that has happened. I would write you a letter. Oh, I can do that. Dear Frances, my name is Christine Benero, and I have the honor and the privilege of serving as the CEO of Mile High United Way, an organization you started 138 years ago. And if you can believe it, I am actually the first woman to lead it since you founded us. And I strive every day to live up to your vision. Oh, Frances, the things that have happened because of you. We take such great pride in letting everyone know because of you, we are the birthplace of the United Way movement, the very first United Way in the world, right here in Denver, Colorado. And now there are 1,400 United Ways all across the globe, all with your vision and the mission of uniting the community together to solve complex problems. Well, Frances, I think you would hardly recognize us today. Our building is in the Curtis Park Five Points neighborhood, just around the corner from the synagogue you attended. And the most wonderful things happen there. For example, Mile High United Way runs the 211 call center where anyone can call for support. If you can't pay your rent or your little ones are hungry tonight, 211 will answer that call. And why last year alone, Frances, we took 172,000 phone calls from our neighbors. And upstairs in our building, we have a place where young people who just emancipated from the foster care system can come for support. We offer housing and shelter, job or educational opportunities or childcare. We are currently working with 150 young people between the ages of 18 and 24 who are so often overlooked and ignored and are invisible in our community. But yet you always saw the invisible, Frances. And just as you started the first free kindergarten in the entire country, last year, Mile High United Way opened an on-site child care center serving 58 children from ages 6 weeks to 5 years of age on a sliding fee scale. Because if you can believe it, Frances, 138 years later, women are still the primary caretakers of their children and their caregivers. And we have a shortage of affordable, high-quality childcare in Denver. But we do have exciting things that are happening under great leadership of great women who sit in the governor's office and make that happen for us. And this summer, we are opening the Community Corner, a walk-in pantry with fresh food and meals to take home. And speaking of women, Francis, there are over 1,000 women who belong to Women United and support our work, all in your name. In fact, this Saturday, they are sponsoring our annual children's holiday party, where, oh goodness, we have 1,200 children coming to our building this weekend to experience the holidays. Oh, Francis, Denver has never forgotten you, and we strive every day to live up to everything you stand for. In fact, National Jewish Hospital, now National Jewish, is the premier hospital in the country for respiratory illnesses. And when you walk in their beautiful lobby, there is a wonderful bronze bust of you. Your dream has lived on. At Mile High United Way, we have the Francis Wisebart Jacob Room, where your portrait hangs. And every year, at the Women United Luncheon, we recognize a woman with the Francis Wisebart Jacob Award. It's our highest honor. In fact, there is a woman I would love for you to meet who was recently inducted into the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame just last year. Barbara Grogan, a member of the Colorado Hall of Fame, was our Francis Wisebart Jacob Award winner in 2009. And best of all, Francis, when you go to our state capitol and look up into the rotunda, there are 14 stained glass windows of Colorado luminaries, and you are the only woman. Of course, we still have work to do, as Colorado has yet to elect a woman governor, a woman senator, nor a woman for Denver mayor. But we have also, though, in the mix of the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame, fabulous First Lady, who is Dottie Lamb, who we are so proud to honor. But most meaningfully, you, Francis, were elected to the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame in 1987, where we still celebrate you. And in fact, Francis, I need to end, as we have a fabulous opportunity in the next few days to support the Women's Hall of Fame with a $40,000 match challenge in your names. So I will sign off on saying, on behalf of all of us, thank you, Francis, for your courage, your clarity, your kindness. We will continue to build a better Denver, and we will continue to build a better world. Love, Christy. So we didn't know either one of us was doing this until this morning, in terms of how we were going to present. So sometimes the universe just speaks. We are happy to take any questions about anything. We're about to go back to celebrating.
Well, does anybody have any questions for our, in our two very special people, Francis and Christine?
What are some ways people can volunteer with United Way?
Oh, it's one of my favorite questions. Thank you. Is how can people volunteer with United Way? In fact, our children's holiday party that Women United are doing a call run by volunteers this weekend. If you go to the United Way website, we have a volunteer button that lists all of the volunteer opportunities, not just around the holidays, but all year long. Our Bridging the Gap program, which supports young people to be emancipated out of the child welfare system, always in need of volunteers to act as mentors, or perhaps review a resume for a young person who's never applied for a job today, or teach someone how to balance a checkbook of all things. So there are all sorts of volunteer opportunities on the farm. Thanks for asking.
Francis, where did you live?
Where did I live? First in Kentucky, where I grew up, but then born in Kentucky, but moved to Cincinnati as a young girl. Went to school in Cincinnati.
You faded out, I'm sorry.
I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. Became a teacher at the age of 16. Even then, my heart was set on helping, educating, wrapping my arms around the needy and those who were less fortunate. So, and then moving to Colorado after I was married, I married my brother's business partner, Jacob, also named Jacob, who we decided to move west to Colorado, and it was an amazing journey, one that I do not recommend. However, arriving in Central City was beyond words. As I said, breathtaking and heartbreaking all at once. Then moving to Denver is where my life of charity and giving began.
So did you say first in Kentucky, Linda?
I was born in Kentucky.
Born in Kentucky. I was trying to figure out what part of Denver you were operating out of.
So, Curtis Park area. So, well, Denver was not Denver as we know it today, right? But Curtis Park area, and then our agency, our charity is spread out through the city, and we were able to wrap our arms around as many people as we could, with some amazing support from amazing women across the city. And if I were to impart another message to us as women, don't take a backseat to anything. We moved. We made things happen. We changed lives. And all from a place of giving and recognition that we were needed.
Yes. Francis, what was your vision for where the organization you founded would go?
Oh my, she's sitting right here. She is sitting right here. When you're in the moment, when you're living it, right, and you take a beat and take a breath to think about the future, you hope that your good works continue, that the things that you started with much help from others, I did not do this alone, that it goes on, that the legacy is not in the person, the legacy is in everything that happens, the good that happens, the care, the compassion. These are the legacy. I am not.
Well, the only thing I would add, Francis, is there is also your archives are all at the Colorado History Museum. We have a different name for it.
History Colorado.
History
Colorado.
Colorado.
So there is a whole archives, and Mile High United Way also has a historian that has been researching you, and we have discovered some of the most wonderful things, and we have turned the whole collection over to the Colorado History Museum.
Do tell.
It's really, it's just been, I think one of my most fun things that we discovered just sitting in my office was one of the original ledgers of what people gave when you brought together, and it's things like 1 dozen eggs, 2 hymns, $1, and it's just this ledger, and what I love about it is you can see the spirit of people gave. You don't have to, and to this day, I think the whole concept of what you started is not one person can do it all, but if one person gives $1 and another person gives $1 and another person, all of a sudden you have a lot of dollars that can change many things, and I think that is the spirit of what was started for all of us.
The spirit of giving the spirit of just that little bit that you can give to offer others, and the magnitude, Christine, as you just explained, of one person and then another and then another and then another. That is how we accomplish great things.
So this was fun. Thank you all for coming.
Okay, these two truly pulled off a miracle. They refused to tell me what they were exactly going to do, but this was amazing. And I really think that when we share our feedback tomorrow, Robin, we should include the video. Would that be okay? Okay, just checking.
Excellent.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. Give it up for the ladies. So I'll be quick, because we're pretty much already done. So tomorrow, as you have heard, we've got our 40K match. And so if you are interested and would consider making a donation to the hall, there'll be an email that goes out tomorrow with a little bit of information about tonight's event, a link to either Colorado Gives Day or our website for any donation of any denomination that you would like to make to support the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame. We would be eternally grateful. And we are actually very thrilled that all of you were joining us here this evening. Lots of people were sick, so I'm glad we had such a great participation, and I truly am so inspired by what the two of you did. So thank you so much. And we end early. Aren't you happy? I'm sure you guys are so busy. But you're welcome to stick around. We've got still some food left and whatever, but whatever works.